In this video, we are reviewing One Piece Manga Chapter 1001. So, let's get right into it. So, Chapter 1001 is something that I've been super excited about, and we see right on the cover page Jinbei relaxing with a lot of jellyfish, which I think is quite amusing. But what's even more amusing is the title, Battle of the Monsters on Onigashima. And we cut straight into the first page and we see Big Mom, Kaido, and the worst generation right up top. And now we see that Zoro is wondering if this is the haki that Luffy learned from Old Man Hyo. Kid was actually wondering about this too, and that Kaido was actually being hurt by physical blows. And Killer is now sort of reassured that they have a chance of winning. But Law, on the other hand, seems to be quite irritated. Big Mom seems to be super annoyed with Luffy's proclamation that he's going to be the Pirate King even after he was beaten by Kaido like that. And Kaido was actually wondering what happened in Kuri after Luffy got destroyed by Kaido. And he straight up went for it with another Thunder Bagua. Luffy even saw the future, but he couldn't avoid the attack head on. And this is super amazing. It's just a testament of how Kaido is super fast and strong. Just imagine how big he is, but he's still so agile. It really makes him such a tough contender for any opponent, right? But with that attack, it gained a lot of respect from Luffy gained a lot of respect from Kaido. And Big Mom was actually following up with another attack of her own. And then we get a surprise from that panel that Zoro is using a fox fire style. And he was saying that he stole it from Kinemon actually. So now, this pretty much eliminates theories that Kinemon would join the Straw Hat crew. Aww. Which doesn't surprise me because I think that Kinemon would be guarding Momonosuke if he ever survives. Personally, I want Ashura Doji, Denjiro, or maybe even Raizo to join the Straw Hat crew. And actually, my favorite one would be Nekomamushi because he's just so cute and funny. Big Mom was actually surprised that somebody was able to cut down Prometheus. NANI? And Zoro was telling Luffy never to lose his focus because they're up against the Yonko. And I find myself wondering why this has been like the fourth or fifth time that somebody had to tell Luffy that never to lose focus because they're in the new world, they're facing Shichibukai, they're facing the Yonko. I, it just makes me wonder about this. Anyway, now Law was able to clear up and release his frustration with Luffy, and it was very funny that he was trying to defend himself by saying that he really was intending to send the samurai below, but Luffy had to say what he had to say, and it made it look like an order from Luffy, and Law was just following orders, which was followed up by another funny moment that Kid was piling on to this predicament. But Big Mom was taking the opportunity to attack these three captains. And Luffy was proposing a game that whoever flinches first is the loser. Kid was actually against it, Law as well. But Luffy says, "Well, that's fine. Then I guess you're the losers then." And everybody flinches at the same time, which was very, very funny. Followed up by Zoro just straight up getting angry about the way those three captains are acting. So then Kaido was telling Big Mom to stand back for a while just so he could test the supernovas, which actually surprised me, but it shouldn't have because this is well within Kaido's personality. Well, at least in my opinion. But then Zoro steals the show by bashing on Killer, and he was actually saying that he recognizes his laugh. I mean, Killer's laugh. And to me, this looks like Killer being competitive, but on the other hand, it looks like he was just making excuses that if he had the his punishers or his whirling, slicing blades, that he would have won. And Zoro was actually telling him straight up the facts that it would have been the same, which I agree with. We see that Zoro and Killer was attacking Kaido, and Kaido didn't even seem to dodge. Zoro and Killer's attacks were landing, but it didn't matter because of Kaido's very, very tough skin. And Zoro realizes that he needed to release more of Enma's power, which is quite amusing because I think that Zoro would unlock his Ryuo very, very soon, and it would be strengthened by using Enma throughout this battle, which is a bit concerning for me, especially upon looking on every panel on this page, because we see that Kid was unleashing his punk rotten form, Gear 4 on Luffy, and we all know that it's a bit too early unless the pace of the story is really going to go so fast. It concerns me because Luffy has his Gear 4th out already, and Zoro is planning to use even more of his haki. So I think that this would be another chance for Oda to showcase the powers of all of the supernovas until Kaido and Big Mom out endure these five supernovas, and Luffy has to recharge his haki as well as Zoro, and maybe Law and Kid would and Killer would provide them some backup because I don't see how else the supernovas would win against Kaido without Luffy and Zoro. Well, there's also Law, but he has to land the gamma knife for the surgery thing for him to deal massive damage on either Kaido or Big Mom. So either way, they have a fighting chance, but somebody has to sacrifice and take the attention of Big Mom and Kaido away from Law, Luffy, and Zoro for them to have a chance to win. And going on to the next page, we see an awesome panel of the three captains going against Kaido. But even after all of those hits that Kaido took, he took the Kong gun, the Punk Vice from Kid, which was very awesomely drawn. I admire the person that drew this because of all of the shade, the lines, and the detail on Kid's ability. Also, the tact attack from Law had so much detail onto it. Obviously, Luffy's as well. This panel may have taken a lot of time to make. I mean, these three panels. But anyway, Kaido shrugs all of these attacks off, which is quite weird because he didn't take too much time recovering from that, considering Luffy should have used Ryuo on his Gear 4th so he could attack and damage Kaido. But Kaido seems to be okay. And here we see that we are entering into a bloodbath and a match to the death. This is either a do or die situation for either side, and we see Kaido proclaiming that the winner would be that much closer to becoming the king of the pirates. And the chapter officially ends there. And it's a very awesome chapter. I score this a 10 out of 10. This is the first 10 I've given ever since I started reviewing the One Piece manga a year ago. And I must say, this is a very well deserved chapter. Now, to end the video, I think that the early transformation into Gear 4th is just a sign of respect from Luffy. He already knows that he couldn't take Big Mom or Kaido on and deal as much damage and go so far as defeating either one of them in Gear 1, 2, or 3. That's just how I see things, and this logic from Luffy. He just knows that Gear 4th is the way to go. Maybe he's going to use Snake Man because of just how fast Kaido is. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think that an attack form is going to be needed to take on both of the Yonko. Well, either one actually. And that attack form might be a Gear 5th. Because Luffy was able to maintain his Gear 4th against Katakuri for a pretty long while. I guess it's just his development that allowed him to get back into the fight without being carried uh, like in Dressrosa. He was able to move quite well even without any assistance. He used the mirror world to help him, but I think he's going to transcend himself on this arc and go to the 5th gear. I think that that would be his final gear. Yes, we all know that cars have 6 gears, including the reverse, maybe even 7, right? But I think it's going to be Luffy's final gear, and I would love to know more of your thoughts down at the comment section below. This is really an intriguing turn of events for the manga, for the story. And if you loved the chapter, please do leave a like and help the content reach or get into the algorithm of YouTube. And subscribe to the channel as well. It would really help it get more exposure. So, anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe now. Peace.